No one on the colony understood why Ethan Ward, a quiet Earthborn engineer, agreed to an arranged marriage with an alien woman he had never met, had never spoken to, had never even seen. The Luthari clan was known for their strict traditions. One rule above all: the bride must never be seen until the wedding night. Humans found this strange, terrifying, even. What kind of alien bride must hide her face so secretly? But Ethan didn't hesitate. He signed the agreement. He accepted her name Mara, and he prepared himself for a union that made no sense to anyone but him. Why would you do this? His friend asked him the night before. Ethan only answered, "She wrote me letters." That's enough. But no one else believed that was enough. The hook, first 3 to 4 minutes, the Luthari marriage chamber was dimly lit with blue crystals that glowed softly like underwater light. The walls were covered with flowing patterns that made the room feel alive. A single platform stood in the center, soft, round, and warm to the touch. Ethan entered slowly, heart pounding. He still hadn't seen Mara. She had sent him messages these past months, voice notes that sounded soft and warm, handwritten letters describing her dreams of visiting Earth someday, little drawings she made for him at night. But not once did she show her face. Not once did she let him see her form. Luthari tradition, she always said. "I want you to know my heart before you know my appearance." Ethan understood. But now, standing in the quiet chamber, his nerves twisted inside him. What if she didn't like him? What if he disappointed her? What if she was completely different from the image he formed in his mind? The sound of footsteps made him freeze. Soft, slow, nervous, he turned. Figure stood at the far end of the chamber, wrapped in a long silver veil that flowed to the floor. Her glowing hands trembled as she held the edges of the veil. "Ethan!" Her soft voice echoed. He recognized the voice immediately. "Mara." She stepped forward, her glow brightening with each breath. Ethan inhaled sharply. He still couldn't see her face, but her silhouette under the veil was delicate, gentle, almost fragile. Mara stopped just 2 feet from him. "I am frightened," she whispered. "Why?" "You have not seen me yet. You do not know what I look like. What if you regret marrying me?" Ethan smiled softly. "Mara, I didn't marry your face. I married the person who wrote me those letters." Her breath hitched beneath the veil. "You really mean that?" "Yes." She raised a shaking hand toward the veil, then stopped. "I want to remove it," she whispered. "But if you look at me and hate what you see." Ethan gently took her trembling hand. "I won't." She looked up at him, though he still couldn't see her eyes, and whispered, "Then I will show you." Her glowing fingers touched the veil, slowly. Slowly. She lifted it. The orifice of the veil fell softly to the chamber floor. Ethan's breath caught. Mara's skin shimmered like moonlight, pale silver with soft glowing lines across her cheeks. Her hair was long and white, flowing like silk. Her eyes were bright golden, shaped softly and filled with shy fear. But it wasn't her beauty that stunned him. It was the fragile nervousness in her expression. She whispered, almost too quietly, "Do you regret it?" Ethan stepped closer. "No," he whispered. "You're beautiful." Mara gasped softly, her glow brightening in surprise, as if she'd never expected him to say that. "You're not afraid?" she asked. "Why would I be afraid?" Mara hesitated. "Because humans think Luthari faces are unusual." "Mara," he said gently, "your letters made me fall for you long before tonight. This only confirms what I already felt." Her glowing eyes softened. "You truly do not regret this marriage?" "Not even a little." A tiny smile formed on her lips, shy, relieved, warm. "I want to believe you," she whispered. "I want this to be real." Ethan nodded. "It is real." She stepped closer, placing her delicately glowing hand against his chest. "You are warm," she whispered. "Humans are always warm." "You're warm too," he said. She shook her head shyly. No, I glow, but I am often cold. My people lack warmth. That is why we choose humans. Your heat keeps us alive during our winters. Ethan blinked. I didn't know that. You do now. Her golden eyes met his. And tonight, you are the warmth I need. Ethan felt a soft weight settle in his chest, a good weight, a feeling he hadn't experienced in years, belonging. Her fear and his promise Mera suddenly looked away. Her glow dimming. I feared this moment, she whispered. What if you hated my glow? My skin, my markings? I don't, Ethan said. What if you found me strange? I think you're amazing. Her lips parted slightly, breath trembling. You say these words so easily. How do I trust them? Ethan gently held both her glowing hands. Because I didn't come into this hoping you'd be perfect. I came hoping you'd be honest. Mera stared at him, stunned by the simplicity of the answer. Then she whispered, my last fiancé ran away when he saw my face. He said I looked like a ghost. Ethan's jaw clenched. Then he didn't deserve you. Mera's glow brightened her version of blushing. You are different. I'm human, Ethan said softly. And humans see beauty where fear used to live. Mera reached up and cupped his cheek gently. You are kind. And you deserve kindness, Ethan said. Her voice cracked softly. No one ever told me that. Ethan touched her cheek lightly. I'm telling you now. The night Ethan sat with her on the soft round platform in the chamber. The glowing crystal lights reflected off her silver skin. Mera looked peaceful, calm, almost childlike in her gentleness. She leaned her head on his shoulder. I like being close to you, she whispered. Ethan smiled. I like being close to you too. Mera closed her eyes. On my world, we choose mates not with our eyes, but with our hearts. We sense connection before we see faces. That makes sense, Ethan said softly. Her voice softened into a whisper. And when I read your first letter, my heart chose you. Ethan felt a warm ache in his chest. I guess my heart chose you too, he said. Mama Hiar, slowly lifted her glowing hand and placed it over his heart. It beats fast, she whispered. Are you nervous? A little, Ethan admitted. Why? Because I don't want to disappoint you. Mera's eyes widened. Disappoint me? Ethan, I thought humans feared disappointing me. He smiled shyly. Well, I'm not most humans. Mera touched his forehead gently. No. You are the human I waited for. The confession. Mera suddenly stood up. Her glow rising. I want to show you something, she said. She extended her hand. Ethan took it. She guided him to the center crystal of the chamber. The moment she touched it, the floor lit up with flowing golden patterns. Mera breathed deeply. This is my truth. She placed her hands on her chest. I was not chosen by my clan. Not for leadership. Not for marriage. Not for anything. I always felt invisible. Ethan's eyes softened. But when you wrote to me, her voice broke. I felt seen for the first time. She looked up at him, glowing brighter than ever. And when you said yes to this marriage, even without seeing me, I realized something. What? You were already my home. Ethan felt his throat tighten. He stepped closer, cupping her face gently. And you're mine now. Mera closed her eyes, letting his warmth flow into her. Her voice shook. Ethan, I think I love you, he exhaled softly. I love you too. The moment he knew he had nitrogen monoxide regrets, Mera rested her forehead against his, her glow lighting the room like a sunrise. You make me feel safe, she whispered. Ethan wrapped his arms around her gently. And you make me feel whole. They stayed like that for a long, quiet moment. Two souls from different worlds, finally finding the one place they belonged. When Mera finally spoke again, her voice was full of peace. You married a stranger, she whispered. A woman you never saw. A girl hidden behind a veil. Ethan kissed her forehead softly, and still, he whispered, "I have no regrets." Mara smiled the soft, glowing smile of someone who finally felt loved, and neither do I. The crystal lights dimmed around them, sealing the moment. Two hearts. Two worlds. One promise. A marriage that began with mystery and ended with the warm truth of love.